I said, because if for any reason we don't deliver on our side of the deal, not only will Jules get fired, if he gets fired, I'm walking. One of the questions I'm often asked at my leadership workshops is to give an example of one of my own greatest acts of leadership. And this story takes you right back to the start of my journey as a leader. I'm a sales manager in a business, and I've got about 18 to 20 salespeople that report to me. But each salesperson also reports through their own branch manager. So the branch managers report up to my boss, as clearly do I. So he's the regional manager. So I'm the sales manager, he's the regional manager, and then we have branch managers who report through to him, as do I. Now, there were 58 sales regions in the particular company I was working for at the time. And I was the number one region out of the 58. And my boss, the regional manager, he had 3 out of the 58 regions. And we were all high-performing regions. But within my team, I had a particular branch that was struggling. And one day, the branch manager phoned my boss and said to him that he expected me to fire the salesperson in that branch. So my boss calls me in. I sit down with him and he explains that he's had the branch manager on the phone. And the branch manager's expectation is that I fire the salesperson. So I sat there and I thought about it for a minute. And I said to my boss, I said, Malcolm, what do you really want? And Malcolm said, I really want 3 things. I want my region to be number 1 at the end of the financial year. I want your region to be number 1 at the end of the financial year, because if you're number 1, it's going to go a considerable way to helping the overall region be number 1. And then I want you and your team to do everything in your power to help the other 2 regions within my business. I said, okay. When I deliver those 3 things, I only have one ask of you, and that is, I have the ability to say who is and who isn't on my team. So if we deliver those 3 things, the salesperson in this particular branch stays. Malcolm says, done, it's a deal. So what I then did was I called a sales meeting with my salespeople from every branch. And I said to them, I said, guys, we have a problem. The branch manager from Leicester has been on the phone to Malcolm, and his expectation is that we fire Jules. I've done a deal with Malcolm that as long as we're number 1 and he's number 1, and we do everything in our gift to help the other 2 regions, then Jules stays on the team. So what are we going to do about it? I said, because if for any reason we don't deliver on our side of the deal, not only will Jules get fired, but if he gets fired, I'm walking. There's no way anybody is going to tell me who can and can't be on my team. So if he goes, I go. I regard that as one of my strongest and best acts of leadership. The reaction from the team was absolutely incredible. People who were already smashing target were doing everything they possibly could to go another level. People were achieving target in their own branch by, say, a Thursday afternoon, and they were helping Jules on a Friday do whatever they could to help his branch deliver. We also spent a considerable amount of time helping the 2 other regions. We did everything we possibly could to deliver our side of the deal and make sure Jules kept his job. The end of the story is quite simple. Malcolm finished number 1, we finished number 1, and the other regions did exceptionally well too. Jules stayed on the team, and my relationship with Malcolm was developed for the next 10 years. That I regard as one of my greatest acts of leadership. So why do I share that story? One of my early leaders, Mike Gcott, once said to me, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So this story is a great example of showing your commitment to the team, that you're putting your skin in the game as much as they're putting their skin in the game. You're leading from the front, and you're willing to take some personal risk for the good of the team and the good of the business. So if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.